Hello and welcome to #Hospitality Proud interviews, powered by Beers and Peers on this wonderful Friday afternoon. Today I am super excited and humbled to be chatting to an absolute legend and a guy that I've got to know really well over the last few months. A guy who definitely enforces the hospitality proud and really gets behind businesses and people in the whole industry. So welcome, Nick. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Carly, how are you doing?
Cheers. I am
Cheers,
good,
indeed.
thank
Happy
you.
Friday.
How are you doing? Happy Friday. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yes, it's Friday. It's the weekend. It's the same as any other day.
Yeah, everything merges into one. Nick, would you be as kind to tell us a little bit of who you are, the companies that you run, what you're involved in, a bit of your journey, I suppose? Take it away.
Glad you asked, Carly. So I do have a tendency of going on, so I'll keep it in a nutshell. 17 years ago, I set up Appetite for Recruitment with very limited experience, I've got to be honest. Took a bit of a chance, and it went really well. A couple of obstacles along the way, the bank recession, etc., and that's all about permanent hospitality recruitment. Then we set up, Mike Gardner and myself set up Appetite for Work, which he runs 5 years ago, I'm going to say. Times are a bit of a blur at the moment, Carly, and that's going great guns again. You know, we're all slightly on pause at the moment, but lots of exciting sort of thoughts and plans for the future. And then, if that wasn't enough, decided to get involved in Hospitality Jobs UK when I met Dawn Redmond through Only a Pavement Away, and we set up and launched last year, and things were going great guns, and they will in the future. So that's a very nutshell version of my career.
Fabulous.
That's 17 years in 20 seconds.
There you go. That was pretty impressive, to be honest. What is it about recruitment that you adore and you're so passionate about? Why recruitment and why hospitality, I suppose?
So that's a really good question. Why I fell in love with recruitment was probably one of the days when I was talking to a candidate, and I'd picked up an area manager who had a few vacancies, and we sort of chatting, and just really liked the candidate, really liked the client, and actually putting those guys together was an absolute pleasure. It wasn't selling, it was completely natural, and it worked out really well. And I think I was kind of, to use the word, addicted from there, really, because it is about hospitality, it's about people, and to be a positive part of that process. And also just change the mold a little bit to put ethics really at the top, put people at the top, and then all the results sort of follow was something I learned quite early on. And don't get me wrong, went through some really big learning curves in terms of really good positive ethical behaviours as time went on, and unfortunately now to be able to talk about those to newcomers to the business and to recruit on that basis as well.
Oh, fab. And Hospitality Jobs UK, give us a snapshot into HJ UK, what you guys do, what you're famous for, and really what you've been up to during lockdown. What's your team been up to?
Okay, so when we went to launch the new Hospitality Jobs UK, we did a lot of sort of professional soul searching, I think, which kind of went in balance with who we are, and really realised that we want to make this successful. We want to be a positive player in the market. We want to, excuse me, we wanted to do kind of have that, I've talked about it from the beginning, the intertwined social and industry responsibility with the commercial aspect. And so from day dot, that's what we did. Myself, Dawn, and Ian Burke sat in many a room going through brainstorming sessions and putting the brand together, really. And I think during this difficult period, it's been an opportunity to really kind of cement and sort of live what we talk about, what we put together. And it is really about the industry responsibility. Everything we put out is all about supporting people, supporting industry friends, just making positive noises, being pro hospitality, being hospitality proud, and the industry responsibility is absolutely key. So there's a couple of things that we've done that support that, which no doubt we'll talk about, and the support to Only a Pavement Away, for example, and Springboard is is something that we did, from the off, and that charity support is absolutely crucial, because it is that social responsibility that hospitality is so good at and has demonstrated through these difficult times. So yeah, it's the commercial side has been sort of put on the touchline for now, but we've been able to really sort of engage with a big part of the business, which is what we stand for. The great thing about this reset button, I suppose, is that we've been able to fine tune, we've been able to increase the levels of sort of applicants per job, and that we've done that slightly different way to the normal way of working, and just with a huge amount of confidence of every job is going to deliver 5 plus or minus 1 relevant candidate. So to change the script really of sitting and going through various mediums and numbers of candidates, wouldn't it be better just to get the right candidate? So we've had a really clean platform to work off, and in the current climate, we're really confident we've got the basis to continue to deliver, which is what we started doing at the beginning of this year. And it's just been a refinery, a process to be able to get it right and have time to do what we set out to do. So, I'm not saying it's been easy, Carly. It's been, a hell of a journey, which I think it has been for all of us, with many mind games along the way and ups and downs emotionally. But sort of looking at hospitality, looking at us as a business coming out the other side, although we've got a long way to go, there's a lot of confidence there. And I think Hospitality Jobs UK is just a little bit different within the market, yeah, let's put the commercial side back on quite quickly, because when the market needs it, we're here, and we've made some positive noises, not noises that maybe if I look back sort of 15 years ago I would have made, or wouldn't have had that maturity to sort of see it as a benefit to lots of people.
Fab. And I think you have ultimately used this time in such an inspirational way, as a company and for the industry. But when you said earlier it is all about people, you guys really enforce that, and so much so that I've heard little whisperings about it, and I really want to know the ins and outs, because I think it's fantastic. But the new platform that you have offered to the care sector, to help support people that were looking for jobs when this really kind of like it hit the fan a few months ago, and just what you guys have done. So give me kind of quick details about that, because I think it's exceptional and something to be super proud of.
Well, it's something it's something that we haven't talked about, no one really knew about, other than the companies that we approached. So what we did was we suddenly realized, well, we're going to have a pretty much a redundant platform, a redundant job board for the time being, or pretty much. So we looked at how we could help, what our values are, and really came to the conclusion of, well, actually, we want to be doing the right thing for people, because there's a lot of people in difficult situations, but we also want to be doing the right thing for hospitality, and that's that industry and that social responsibility that I talk a lot about was quite clear when Dawn and myself and the rest of the team talked. It was, well, why don't we just give as many jobs as needed to the care sector, on the provision that all of their hospitality and related jobs they were able to advertise, and we got up to really quite high numbers of jobs being advertised and candidates coming through. So it was really a sort of process of well, just advertise, put your jobs on. There's no catch, literally no catch, and we know that people have been sort of kept in the hospitality industry, in work, and in support of NHS and care, really. So yeah, a bit of a proud and humbling thing to be able to do, and it just felt like the right thing to do at the time as well. So that's still ongoing while we're during these times and the rebuilding process. So just because we did really, Kylie.
Yeah. Oh, I honestly think it's something you should be so proud of, because there's not many others out there that would put so much work into creating such an amazing platform to help others and to keep people in hospitality so they can come back to their jobs as hospitality open. Round of applause to you guys for doing that, because it is absolutely spot on. Love it.
Seriously, thank you.
And you guys are constantly doing things. You're constantly speaking. You've done some incredible sessions on Hospo Live over the last few weeks. The HR clinic. Da, da,
Yeah.
da. Tell me
So
more about that.
I will definitely tell you more about that. That's something that Dawn has really sort of championed our end with Karen over at People Factor, who are just undoubtedly amazing as HR
Agreed.
professionals, point of advice, and they've done great things. So it's really about weekly insight into sort of tips, facts, answers to questions, and just being there. So we've used our platform to be able to drive information and points of contact between professionals and the sort of support within the People Factor. So yeah, we partner, we champion, and we're definitely ambassadors for People Factor and the clinic, as we are with you know, a couple of the right companies and bodies within the market as well. So I'm trying to think if I've missed anything about that. I mean, I could go into lots of detail, but I think you know, it's more about the principle of giving an ability to get advice through the channel, and to get very clear advice, because there's a lot of speculation and hearsay. So People Factor, I know, will only confirm something when it's categorically factual, no guessing there at all. So yeah, we're part of that in terms of championing that.
That's fab. And I can tell you, as someone that works within HR, trying to know the correct answers is so important, because there is a lot out there that floats around. Right? So yeah. It's incredible to have that guidance. Absolutely. So Hospo Live, your sessions, you've been helping people write CVs, you've been, you know, chatting to some amazing chefs and operators over the last few weeks, and you hosted a virtual conference, and you will be taking part in another conference coming up very soon with us. But yeah, so tell us a little bit how kind of life in the virtual world has been for you guys, and hosting the conferences and live sessions and Q&As.
Yeah, that's really good. It does all time, because we did well, you were speaking incredibly well, by the way, at a conference that we did just moments before, and just moments before you know, all this happened really quickly, and it was great. It was great to be able to give something for, you know, for guys that wanted to be there, professionals that wanted to be there, to turn up and to hear and to listen and to take it back into businesses. And you know, it was a challenge. It was a lot of fun doing it, and a really positive message that came through through the content, through the variety of content. And obviously coming into this, well, we got involved in Hospo Live. Dawn was talking to James Haken over there. They've done an incredible job, and sort of set up a session. We started to do support. We did CD writing, the right sort of thought process, really. So, you know, the little bit that we could do just to sort of send out thought processes of the more years experience than Dawn and I would care to admit, and that sort of evolved into sort of recent conversations with sort of in-house recruitment, with HR, and today with chefs, actually, which is fantastic, just to sort of give that invite and to chat through. And that's been fab. And then on the back of that, Dawn said, well, look, why don't Beers and Peers get involved? Shall I speak to James? And obviously, you know, chucked it into the team, and it was a yes. So we've been doing the Friday quizzes, which is great. And there was one particular week that I think we were all slightly embarrassed, but you know, it just was a big fun and success. And we just had a bit of fun together, really. And you know, invited people to sort of join us and to have a chat. I know you guys, I missed the last one, sadly, but obviously you had Amber last week. Molly from BII, Greg, Jez from HIT, and it's just really about what Beers and Peers is about. It's about just having a bit of fun, not taking ourselves too seriously, but at the same time being real with what's going on. And you know, I think you'll agree, it was a good part of the lockdown journey. Can I say that? I try to avoid the word journey, Pally, I'm sorry. But yeah, doing all of that has been fantastic. And just yeah, to get sort of positive feedback is a good thing, but it's more about sort of seeing the person that you're sort of chatting to enjoy themselves, which I know you'll understand, you know, more so than anyone. It's sort of having that actually, you know what, if this is good and it brings a smile to one person, it was worth doing. Yeah, simple as that.
Always. I love that. It's always good to bring a smile to a face. So 2 big questions now, drum roll. So the first one is,
Yeah.
what does the future hold for hospitality jobs UK? And the second one being, what, in your opinion, does the future hold for hospitality overall, locally, globally? So
Wow.
all about the future.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the second question first, because the future of Hospitality Jobs UK is directly reliant on the future of the industry, which we work in and support. So, okay, so everyone has an opinion. My opinion is that this is game changing. This has been hard. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. We've been beneficial with the with the way that the government have made certain decisions in that side. Of course, they're up for criticism, but I think that's been something that has put us in a position to kickstart the economy really well, certainly above other countries. So in the international market, I think if we get this right, hospitality could be viewed internally and externally really positively. I mean, this is a big question. When we get back to a boom, which I strongly believe we will, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be, surrounded by all the challenges we've always had in hospitality, and there are a lot of pain points to go through to get to that point. But we will get to that point. At the beginning of all of this, I stopped saying. It was actually our friend Lee. So you can say things too much, Nick, and it was that when it's over, it will be over. And hospitality is great. We're going to be so actually, you know what? Let's just press pause on that for a second, because yes, but actually we're sort of at the point of, well, we can almost see that, but not yet. Not yet, and it's a long way to go. So a lot of people, including ourselves and lots of other people, have got those challenges to go through. However, when we do come off the back of it, forgive me for saying that again, we'll be fitter, faster, stronger, and I think hopefully more respected in the UK in terms of how customers see us, how communication is, how much more natural and hospitality orientated things become. So yeah, without taking too many other guesses, that's my thought process, and almost a fast track of where we've been slightly dinosauric, if that's a word, in the past.
And HA UK are looking forward to getting on the old journey of hospitality and helping people come back and bounce back.
Completely, Carly. I mean, it's at the moment we're to be really honest, we don't want to sort of have any knee-jerk reactions to what's happening. So we'd rather do it right, sort of engage in the right way, and to be there, but not to sort of get overly excited, because we understand what we do for our clients is really important, and our client success is our success. So we'll kind of react when they're ready, but we're there talking. We've got everything set up and in place, and ready for sort of existing clients to re-advertise. We haven't mucked about. We've just gone for, right, what do you need? What can we do to, you've gone through a pain point, how can we just make this easy for you? So be really clear about that from the start, and actually left conversations and just said, let's not talk now, but just press pause. And that's sort of where we are. And then by releasing, pressing the play button, it's that's where the exciting conversations will start. However, I definitely think it's a case of, well, okay, but there's a lot of guesswork going on at the moment, and then where we've got a lot to look forward to. We're still holding on. We're in the final furlong, the final third of this little episode, not Jenny, episode, and we'll have a lot to look back on. I think a lot of people have done some great things in the industry that they should be really proud of. And hopefully that reflection within the UK economy and market is going to be really positive to how we are viewed throughout. The new people coming into the industry, which will sort of bring us on to the relationship with HIT training, the existing workforce, and all those sort of positive changes to make it an even better place to work and take out some of the negative stigma that we've always been associated with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can all work
towards that. So we're ready to go, really. Yeah, we're geared up, Carly. We're ready. We are
Ready. And I think
excited,
just
but
offering
holding,
that
holding on.
support that you guys do you know what I mean? Like it's not pushing too much. You genuinely want to support your clients and your
Yeah,
candidates and the industry, and it's really
yeah,
incredible. And I suppose that moves us quite nicely on to kind of like the world of collaborations, because you
yes.
certainly collaborate quite a bit yourselves, and you mentioned HIT training. Obviously you collaborate with peers and peers, and so many other things. What's your kind of like thoughts on some of the collaborations you've seen or been part of or heard of, or what's your thoughts?
So there's a lot of good guys out there, and you can only, you've only got a certain amount of hours in the day. So in terms of collaborations with peers and peers, it's just, I mean, we're, Vicky and I are a part of the team. Love it in terms of the support that it stands for, and it just sits so well with our values as people and as professionals, and it just works. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I paused there because I just want a live event, Carly. So in terms of the collaborations, I mean, I think really to come on to sort of HIT, really, I think we're lucky to have a really strong relationship with HIT because they're great as a business, they're great as a team. We've sort of got involved with these sort of attracting young talent. We've worked with them in terms of a survey that's happening at the moment, an outreach in terms of to all the colleges and universities to attract people to the industry and to really keep the positive messages going. And they're fantastic. And having a partnership and to be ambassadors for them and for the industry together is absolutely amazing. And I think the guys within that, as you know, are sort of second to none, really. Not to put anyone else down, but they are. The more I get to know them, the more I just think, yeah, you've just got a lot of competency, a lot of know-how, and you do everything for the right reason, which for me personally, and certainly, I don't stand alone in terms of colleagues and peers, is a really important thing. So yeah, we also, I mean, the BII is something that we know the BII, obviously initially it was all about independent businesses, moved into sort of an SME market, and since Steve's taken over and Mark took over, it's just really positive, and Mike left a great legacy there. Mike left a great legacy to really kind of be that sort of information point and driving the pub side of the market too. I mean, I wouldn't even pretend to go into the detail because when you listen to Steve and you understand what BII are doing at the moment, it's really progressive and it's really positive and it's really real as well. So yeah, to team up with the BII and sort of have articles of support, and again to be ambassadors with those guys is fantastic. And you've got the superstar that's Molly, who obviously joined us and did her marathon in the garden. So yeah, I'm pleased to be doing that. Yeah.
Talking of Molly doing a marathon in the old garden, that was for the incredible 2.6 challenge, which I do believe you did something pretty spectacular for the fabulous Only Pavement Away 2.6 challenge. So tell me everything. What did you do? How did you do it? How did you feel?
How did I feel in the 676 kilometers I rode? So when you say spectacular, when you say spectacular, I think the word you're looking for is actually incredibly stupid. So I'll tell you. So I've been involved with just the little bit of support that I could do for Only Paving the Way for a while, and the 2.6 challenge sort of came up, and well, actually, in throughout colleagues and peers, we were obviously different ideas came up, and I think if I'm brutally honest, and I have to be honest, I have to be quite real, I had a beer with Jordana and I said, I tell you what I'll do, I'm going to do 26 kilometers tomorrow, which was the Sunday, which was the day of the 2.6 challenge. And then sort of almost in the same breath said, well, I could do it for 26 days. And she looked at me, and I think I've made a social, she looked at me to the point of, you can't turn back now. And I just looked her in the eye and just sort of carried on. So I wasn't 100% sure I was going to complete it because I don't want to bore you, but I set myself kind of parameters and goals in terms of not just sit there rowing for hours. I just set myself, so I did 30-second intervals, had to hit it on below 2 minute splits. It's probably going to bore everyone. Below 2 minute splits on the 30 on, and then the same stroke rate on the 30 off, but without the same power in the stroke, and had to bring it in at under 2 minutes 6, which actually the whole thing came in under 52 hours, which is which
Wow.
I surprised myself at my age.
52 hours.
But yeah, no, it was good. I mean, I had to have maximum of 5 sittings, so minimum of 5 kilometers. So that threw the extra one into, I had to do 6, or I was doing sort of 11, 15 and stuff to make it up. And I think I was just doing a little video after each one, and I probably bored the pants off everyone, but got a lot of support and go next sort of thing. So it's just a little thing, and plus although been working exceptionally hard, it's that sort of focus that, if I'm brutally honest, a little bit selfish, I can kind of look back on, thinking, well, I don't know how I did it. If I'm really honest, I think what probably kept me going each day was the thought of finishing and grabbing a beer from the fridge. I think I'd earned it. But yeah, it was. I mean, it's been great. I combined with Jordana, so she was walking 2.6 miles today for 26 days with Zach, which she keeps saying it wasn't the same as no, it was, because after the birth of Zach, and for her, the challenge for her physically to do that, and I won't go into detail, was incredible. So she really pushed herself as well, and we raised a little bit of money, which is fab. So yeah, it was definitely a lockdown story to go back to for me. Yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, you both should be so proud, and little baby Zach as well getting involved in it.
Yay.
Seeing some of the supportive pictures,
He
it's
didn't want to miss
great.
out, Carly. He didn't want to miss out.
Amazing. Oh, and it's incredible for Only a Pavement Away, which of course is a charity that's very close to our hearts and yours and Giordana's.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now so many hospitality companies, because they've done such exceptional work over the last 18 months or so. So I suppose coming near to the end of our little convo, I suppose, why are you #hospitality proud? Obviously, these little catch-ups are, to hear people's views on hospitality and where we're at and where we're going. And it's really interesting for everyone just to know, why are you hospitality proud? Why are you in this industry and cheering for everyone to go forward?
So, wow, for so many reasons. Interestingly, it's funny how things happen in real time, isn't it? I was having a conversation with a colleague earlier, and through a network of other recruiters, there was a bit of a conversation about, what are you more passionate about, recruitment or hospitality? And actually, some of the conversations that came in other areas of the recruitment market were, actually, it's recruitment, so let's steer off into a different direction. For me, no, it's all about hospitality. And why hospitality proud? Because there's probably a different answer now to before this pandemic and lockdown and disruption to the world and to our industry. How we behave as an industry, all the great things that have happened, and I can't even name individuals because it's not fair. So many people have gone out of their way to support the communities, the NHS, the vulnerable, and what really makes me proud is that, well, that's hospitality. We look after people, and hospitality for me is about putting yourself second. It's about looking after someone. The only time that you put yourself first is when you need to basically make sure you're okay to look after other people. And I think the leadership in hospitality is second to none. So there's certain times it's not the most glamorous job in the world, but one of the most rewarding. And I've been off the tools, as it were, for some time. But it's sort of how I grew up, where I grew up. And I actually remember talking to you and Lee, Carly, when we were at the Beer One, at Sarah's venue, when we launched Hospitality Proud. And we were talking, and actually, I think I remember telling you a story. It's my older brother is awesome. He's running a golf course, and at the time, at a younger age, we always went and worked with him, and loved it. Got from the back bar to the service, and he was into management, and became a general manager at 21, area manager at 23, and then took his career in a different route. We actually took a pub on at one point, which was fab, a couple of years. But to see, as I've gone through my career, I'm sorry this is so personal, but I've always put him up there. But he was always, from a school setup, etc. It was never viewed as the, if you're good at something, celebrate it, be good at it. But the whole kind of academia side of, everyone going off to be doctors and lawyers and scientists and all that stuff, which is great, don't get me wrong, absolutely great. But if you excel at something else, then go and excel at something else. And so it's almost that sort of emotional side of well, actually, we're great. Don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. In fact, far from it. but to be sort of viewed in a certain way. So that makes me proud to be a bit of an ambassador, a fighter, a champion, whatever you call it. And then just the behaviour of late is just absolutely exceptional, and just with great people, across the board. And yeah, that's why. Sorry, that was a bit of a long-winded answer, Carly, but that's a bit of it. That's just a bit of it.
Yeah, it's not long-winded, it's passionate, and that's what hospitality and people that love it's all about. And I think, it is about people, and you are certainly a legend of a person, and I've adored working with you with Beers and Peers over the last few months. I cannot wait to get back into a pub where we can actually clink
We
and
were
say
talking about that
cheers.
before. That's exactly it. Just bring the reality back to it. Bring the reality back.
Yeah, oh my God, fingers crossed it won't be too much longer.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. Well, I just can't wait to see what's coming in the future for Hospitality Jobs UK. I can't wait to see you at Beers and Peers events. I can't wait until we do our next virtual conference that will be coming up in a few weeks. And I just can't wait for the future. And I think, well done for all your challenges, raising money, doing the care sector platform. Like, it's really, really incredible. So Hospitality, proud of you, and cheers and thank you for joining me.
Cheers. On a final note, Carly, though, I want to say thank you to you. You've been an absolute legend during all of this, and definitely a friend. So thank you.
Welcome, and I'll see you soon.
See you very soon. Cheers, Carly.